beginning. So from the beginning, I am from this village only, Jopakla, and from a very ordinary, humble family. My father was an agriculturist, and we were 11 children.
Oh.
I was the youngest son, and at that time, I was born in 1953. So at that time, though this area was backward, but culturally and environmentally, I feel this area was much better than what it is today. And since we were 12 children, and my mother died when I was 2.5 years old. So you can imagine how a man can look after 11 children on some land and 7, 8 or maybe sometime 10 to 12 animal stock.
बहुत ही मुश्किल.
बहुत ही मुश्किल. But Aditya, I can tell you one thing. If you ask me who is your idol, I'll say my father was my idol.
Oh.
He was complete illiterate. And he tried to send all his children to schools. So I was the first child or the first person in this village who completed graduation.
Oh, nice.
And post-graduation. And again, I was the first person who joined the civil services in 1982 batch. Maybe perhaps in these regions. I was the first person who joined civil services. So you can understand from such a rural, economically backward area and coming up to that level when you are competing with the cream of the Indian society. Because I know most of my batchmates, they are from very well-to-do families, sons and daughters of IAS officers, IPS officers. And very few like me were from rural backgrounds. So for me, this journey was an achievement in itself. And somehow I reached in Mussoorie.
Okay. कैसा था आपका लबासना का period?
Well, initially I was subdued because my educational background was from government schools and couldn't speak fluent English at that time. And my batchmates, they were from Delhi or Madras at that time, Calcutta, and from rich families, and majority of them from very good educational background, St. Stephen's and whatnot.
Convent schools.
So initially was subdued, but slowly my Haryanvi background, that subduedness was controlled.
नहीं, हरियाणा के लोगों का तो एक्सेंट भी इतना वो रहता है. So लबासना में लगा ये.
इनिशियली लगा, पर बाद में लगा कि सभी लोग बड़े फ्रेंडली थे और वहाँ के जो फैकल्टी थे उनकी बड़ी मदद थी. उनने बल्कि ये बताया, कुछ लोगों के अंदर जो एक कॉम्प्लेक्स था कि हम इंग्लिश अच्छी नहीं बोल पाते हैं, तो वो क्लास में कुछ बार बताया था कि गलत फहमी में मत रहिएगा कि ये लोग जो रूरल बैकग्राउंड से आते हैं इनको इंग्लिश नहीं आती. इनको इंग्लिश सिर्फ बोलनी नहीं आती, बाकी हर चीज़ आपसे अच्छी है. So that's how we started, and then they have their own set program. I did foundational course and went to Harkidun for trekking, and for rural training I went to Bodh Gaya. At that time it was a Naxal infected area.
Oh.
So went there and had that initial experience going into the very, very Naxal infected areas and meeting some good, at that time was a very good deputy commissioner there, Mr. Sinha, dead honest, upright. And I remember, in fact, I was impressed with his he invited us for a dinner, and it started raining, so we couldn't go back to our circuit house. So he says, sleep in my house. So he says, where is the cot? So he says, नीचे बिछा लो चादर. So चादर नहीं थी, कहते पर्दे उतार लो. तो पर्दे उतारे तो रेत से भरे हुए, तो कहते हट के सो जाओ भैया. But we were impressed with his thoroughness, honesty, and he was dead honest and very effective. So that was a sort of grooming we started learning from district administration. Enjoyed my stay in Navasa, and if I look back, so I'm 1982 batch, and some of my batchmates now are retired, but you know the Sakti Das, he is the governor RBI,
Okay.
and a lot of IFS officers were retired after serving as ambassadors, and some chief secretary, and DG police. So now I feel it's a big league.
Okay.
But still have a WhatsApp group with my batchmates.
Okay.